Welcome to Outside the Bubble, where we at the Launceston Global Shapers Hub help give you an insight on what else is happening in our community and our world while we've all been staying at home. I'm Adam, and today I have with me James from the Apia Hub in Samoa. So James, you were telling me you grew up outside of the city, but it's not like a rural community like ours. Can you share with us what it's like to live in the countryside in Samoa?
Sure, thanks, Adam. It's quite different living in the countryside of Samoa. When we say country, we talk about village communities. We talk about village chiefs, village rules, village protocols, and village regulations, if you may say it. And so we have the tradition and the culture very much alive in these parts of the country. Where we have all of these sets of rules that guides the way people do things in the countryside. But we also have the overarching legal system in government and in the courts and in the police. And so living in the village and living in a community that's very close together, whenever you do something wrong, there's consequences from the village system, but also you get penalized in the overarching legal system. And so that's the interesting part of the culture here in Samoa. And to me personally, I think it makes it a safe place to stay. Living and growing up here in a small village, whenever someone does something wrong, you get the consequence. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what a village setting and a countryside setting is in Samoa.
And by countryside, like how far out are we talking, and sort of what sort of areas would we consider countryside? I think we obviously know Apia being a city, but what is considered countryside in Samoa?
So for where I'm from the south coast of the island where Apia is, and that's about 30 to 35 minute drive away from the city. And so if we're talking about 30 minutes, that's pretty close, right? And having that sort of distance from the city and considering it the countryside, it just shows how small of a country that we are, and small of a city as well that we have. Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I know that we've talked about your passion for education and change and the opportunities for young people, especially in those communities. I guess what opportunities are young people growing up in the countryside missing out on, and what do you want to see happen and change in those areas?
Yeah. So where I'm from, I grew up with a challenge in quality education. In terms of there were not a lot of resources for us to access and to better our education and our learning, and there were less opportunities presented to us. And so it was either you work hard and do really well in school and be able to get yourself a scholarship to study overseas, or if you don't, then you'll just end up roaming the streets and staying at home, doing nothing. And that challenge has really pushed me to the passion that I have right now, is to better the quality of education on this side of the island, and not only this side, but the rest of Samoa. I know that there's a lot of potential in the students and the kids in these parts of the country, but it's just that we're not offered the same opportunity that is being offered to kids that go to schools in urban areas. And I believe that if these kids are given that same opportunity, they would work miracles, and they would be able to make their place in the world. It's just a matter of finding those opportunities and finding the correct people to connect with, and finding the right sort of funding and sort of support and help that is available out there. And so being someone that is from a village community and getting out of that norm and actually traveling out of Samoa and studying in New Zealand, coming back, going to New Zealand and studying there has really opened my eyes, and seeing that there's a whole world out there that we're missing out on. And so bringing back that knowledge and experience and trying to provide that opportunity to these kids. Yeah, is what I'm going for.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And look, obviously being a global shaper means that you've got all of that global community to connect with as well. Look, thanks so much, James, for joining us today. And look, if you want to find out more about the things that we talked about, make sure you check out the Examiner newspaper where you can read more. Look, if it's the first time you've joined us, thanks for being with us. It's part of a larger series as we explore different parts of our community and our globe, like Apia and Samoa. So please take a look with the other videos that we've uploaded to Facebook and YouTube. And if you want to find out more about the Launceston Global Shapers Hub, you can connect with us online, or else you can find out about the global community, including all the hubs around the world, at globalshapers.org. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.